think we're doing Feng Shui. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready? I just feel like we'll have a random chat here. That would be amazing.
You just woke up and here we are. We're talking about wind and water today.
You mean weather?
Weather. Yes,
Yes,
weather.
weather. Yeah. So,
Okay, well,
welcome
I
to
guess we'll
Pondering
just
Pandas.
a podcast where we ponder about the confusing modern world and try to make sense of it all. We are your host. My name is Jayden.
My name is Ryan.
Hello, Ryan. So funny today.
Yeah.
So many heart-to-heart conversations that we just had before this,
Yeah.
but I'm sure we'll get to it
Mm-hmm.
eventually and share it to the listeners. I think what I want to start off with today's episode
Mm-hmm.
is um we want to be a little bit more intentional with our podcast in terms of just chatting with each other
Mm-hmm.
and the intention of having listeners to listen in instead of thinking about how we're talking at to the listeners,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we're just trying to like work out our own things each episode, and I hope everyone can be a little bit more patient with us. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we're trying to find a balance, and over time, I think we are on the right track. I feel like I definitely want to have more like heartful conversation and personal conversations with you, Jayden. And I feel like every time I try to deliver a point, I left you alone, crying alone
In the
in
corner
the corner.
with dark clouds
Yeah.
raining on the sky with light thunderbolts
Yeah.
while me drinking bubble tea, just facing the corner. No, I think it's very valuable for you to have those points, but I think it's good to potentially have a balance.
Yeah.
So we'll play around with it, and I'm sure we will eventually get our rhythm because we're still really new at this.
Yeah.
We're testing out the waters, so it is what it is. So maybe you can just stop listening altogether.
Maybe you can come back in 1 year and realize we both become a different person, entirely.
Well, I do hope so, because
Uh-huh.
that's where growth and development comes from,
Yeah,
right?
sounds great.
Okay, today's topic though is actually quite funny. We did mention it earlier. It's about wind and water.
Yeah,
And direction translation to Chinese would be Feng Shui.
yes.
And what is it about Feng Shui that everyone's so being crazy about? I don't know, but I did a little bit of Googling,
Uh-huh,
okay?
uh-huh.
So Feng Shui
Yeah.
Feng Shui sometimes is called Chinese geomancy. I was like, what the fuck is
Ooh.
geomancy? I was like, it's kind of like necromancy, but we're thinking like geo, so like elements, earth, And it's an ancient Chinese practice that aims to harmonize individuals with their environment by arranging buildings, objects, and space to optimize the flow of energy and to achieve balance and well being. This is from Google. So,
Mm-hmm.
the core principles of Feng Shui is actually harmony, energy flow, commanding positions, and the Bagua map. I think this map it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It has like directions of northwest, southeast, and each direction has a element to it. So like for example, north is supposed to be about career, east is about supposed to be about health, and
Korea. Oh,
then
Korea House. Okay.
yeah, and then south is supposed to be about flame, and then west is supposed to be creativity. And there's in-betweens, okay? In between, our favorite, southeast, is, everybody say it, money.
Wow.
And then southwest is love and marriage. And then
Oh.
northwest is helpful people. And then northeast is spiritual growth. So whatever this means, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And a little bit more about this. Practical applications of feng shui is kind of like decluttering, the lighting and the airflow, the color, the decor, plant placement, and mirror placements. So it's kind of like how you walk into a space
Hmm.
and kind of how the energy feels for you as an individual.
Yeah.
So I guess a question for you is, what is your perspective about feng shui, Ryan?
Yeah, that's a great question. I believe our audience so far can absolutely realize that we have no idea what feng shui is.
Why the hell are we talking about it?
Yeah, so it's something interesting because I feel like it's such a stereotypical Chinese thing in the
Yeah.
Western culture for sure. But at the same time, I feel like
Really?
we
Only Western culture?
like it's very stereotypical in Western culture, and also I think it's very popular in the Canton like culture in general.
Mm, okay.
So that's something really interesting because I'm not from Canton, and I have the curiosity about feng shui just like everyone else.
Okay.
So so yeah, I think I can echo to some of points you mentioned here. I know the feng shui is more like moving the objects around your house before moving in or after. Try to improve some aspects of your life and to achieve the harmony of the energy and stuff. So that's what I know. But my personal experiences are very limited because I
Mm,
don't feel like my family really well, sometimes they would say something like, I would be careful in this aspect because that's traditionally how people set up certain things. But I don't see them like doing the planning entirely before moving in, or they just ask some master to see the layout before they do the decorations. So
okay.
that's something like I personally experience. But also I know
Mm-hmm.
many people will do the all those things. They will consider it really carefully regarding what's the location of the house and how the layout and how the things are being planned inside of the house. So
Mm.
I wonder, is this some common practice in Canton or in your experience?
I can't say about Canton, but I think I do hear a lot about feng shui back in when I was in China. And I remember one story, well, not really a story, but I think my mom kind of told me about them hiring a feng shui master.
Mm.
And I don't know if I've explained, anyways, our our house was needing some sort of like a water element. So it was requested to
Okay.
maybe we can have um, fish as pets, so to have like more water
Mm.
in our environment. And and I do remember us having a fish tank that my mom had, and they're really impressive fish. They were like,
Mm.
you know those Asian arowan oh arowanas? Arowanas.
What's arowana?
It's like they look like a dragon.
Oh, the yellow one and the silver one, right? The golden one and silver one, right?
I mean, they come in many different colors, but
Oh,
I
I
think
see, I
the
see,
ones
I
that
see.
we had
Yeah.
was like a silver and a black one, and then she had like other types of fishes in there, but they were long and they were big and they were scary looking, and she had those.
They're expensive
um,
as well.
I don't know about. Well, I know they're expensive now, but back then, way back when, I'm not sure how expensive they were, but yeah, I remember that was being a thing, and that's why we had fish. And then when I went to Las Vegas,
Hmm.
I went to this tour. If anyone has been to Vegas and knows what the MGM hotel looks like, according to this guide that I had at the time,
Yeah.
they moved the statue of the lions. many, many
Oh,
times
really?
because of like feng shui um, predictions or like recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
So they've moved it many times. And then another personal experience would be, I think this is just for myself though. I think like when you kind of go into, say, like an apartment,
Mm-hmm.
when you want to like rent an apartment or you want to go buy a house or whatever,
Yeah.
when you kind of go into that space, you kind of can feel it whether or not this is it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it has that element of feng shui in there.
Yeah.
That design, that decor, the placement, the lighting, what you can potentially imagine, like what you can put there and here and kind of things. Like, I feel like that is a little bit of like internal feng shui, if you will. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if I'm making any sense, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, I think
definitely.
that's my personal experiences though.
What's your? I know like people do those things. I know like because some of friends I will have the conversation and they will share with me before they move. They take care. They really look into like the location of the house to make sure like some of the taboos are not touched. Like for example, like
Mm,
we Chinese people tend to find a apartment or a house not
yeah.
facing the intersection of the roads directly. So that's something
Okay.
like they believe will be like
Not great.
irritating like the harmony or whatever. So I do
Mm,
see people take care, so put a lot of energy and time into like planning those, and also before moving, they will find the right date based on the traditional
mm,
like calendar and those stuff. I think that's part
yeah.
of the feng shui system as well.
Yeah.
But my
Oh,
question,
I just
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
I just
yeah,
remember one thing
yeah.
is that I think it was when my parents were looking for a house when we first moved to Canada. They, the realtor found like a few houses,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and you know how many trees we've got, right? But one of the requirements were no tree. Like you can't have a direct tree in front of the house.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But you can have a tree like you
Nearby,
know, nearby,
yeah.
like in front. I mean, you have to have a tree in front of your house, but it's not like in front of your face kind of thing. There has been houses, there was like a huge tree that is just planted right in front of the house for some
Mm-hmm,
reason.
mm-hmm.
And they were like, no, we don't want that because there's like feng shui
Yeah,
thingies.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
but yeah, there's like a few realtors that have shown my parents a few nice houses, but there's like a direct big tree in front of it, and they were like no. They were like, but this is such a nice look, like don't you want to go inside? And I don't think they didn't bother going in. They're like, no,
Yeah,
no, it's
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
like just let's just move on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. I guess my question is that do you think people really just believe in that, or it's more like we're doing this just for sake of fortune, or like it's more like wishing?
I don't know if people 100, I mean, here's my take on it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the harm of not implementing some of it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My mom does this all the time to me. She's like, you can't have things on the floor. You can't have things blocking the doorway. It's
Mm-hmm.
not good feng shui. Like, it's gonna,
Yeah, yeah.
block fortune, block blah blah blah. Like,
You
but
lose
in if
money.
you exactly, or like a very different type of perspective would be like, just don't have things on your floor because it looks messy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have things in your way because you have to like move around the thing that you have like in front of the pathway. So I guess in terms of like that aspect, it kind of makes sense in terms like how the energy flows within the room and as well as how you navigate walking around the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think those are kind of similar perspectives of feng shui that make sense, and how it makes sense in terms of design, how it makes sense in terms of decluttering. So I don't know about bringing more fortune because you can't like
Yeah, this is part I have.
have
Yeah, I have questions. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I don't think you can just have like, okay, this house is completely good feng shui, and then you're gonna sit there and twiddle your thumbs, and then money's just gonna fall in front of you from the sky or something. That's not how that works. So
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like ways to kind of believe in it, and then it might give you like a better peace of mind, so then you can, I don't know, like work a little bit better and not worry about this thing that's in the back of your head. Like it, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I
It doesn't hurt anybody.
yeah, it's it's a best wishes, right? In a way.
I think so. I think
Yeah,
so.
but I kind of I agree with you. I feel like for me, like feng shui maybe more aligns with the scientific design of the buildings or interior design to make sure you have a really happy space and to be able to live in there. So I think that makes a lot of sense to me because, for example, if you have so many things stuck in your house and you have a messy environment, you naturally feel unhappy and you're stressed and you feel like, oh, I need to do more cleanups.
Well, there's just like a lot going on in your head, right? Like when you're just
Exactly,
in like a room that is just a lot of stuff. Like stuff is fine, but when it's messy, it's just a
exactly.
different mentality,
Yeah,
different mindset.
yeah.
Maybe for me, maybe not for other people.
It's
So,
definitely for me, so I definitely can feel that, and also I feel like if a house have uh, it doesn't have lots of lights on the daytime. It also affects the
mm,
emotions and stuff. And also regarding the views, if you're seeing, if you're like what you're seeing outside your window, I think all those things will affect your emotions. I feel like that's
hmm.
making total sense to me, at least.
What is like some of your own practices that of feng shui that you have done?
I personally, I didn't do a lot because my family doesn't have this tradition. But now I
Mm.
know more friends are believing that and I'm learning. So basically, I'm trying to just like, you'll laugh at me. I think I'm trying to find some like online resources and to check what's the elements in the house. And I'm trying to moving things around based on the findings and to be like,
Okay.
this plant has this wooden, element and it's supposed to
Okay.
belong to whatever northeast location. So that's why we're making some like small like movement
Uh-huh.
to align
Uh-huh.
their findings
Mm.
and also like for my personal right because I feel like feng shui is also related to the your personal traits like regarding your personal elements who you are as a person. So I'm a
Mm-hmm.
person who has a lot of water. So I kind of get some like items to counter those elements or to balance those elements.
What does that mean? Like you have a lot of water. How did you figure that out that you have a lot of water? Like where did this water come from?
Do you know like the do you know like the do
Sorry.
you know like the 八字 like the eight characters or what I don't know what's the direct translation to be. It's basically traditional Chinese fortune telling and to tell you who
Uh-huh.
you are and what's your elements as a person and what's your like life will be.
Well, the only element that I know of
Yeah.
is that my parents always say that I have hot air. If anyone can relate to this, okay? So I don't know where this water comes from. So like, okay, tell me more. Like, how did you figure this out? Like, can you figure out mine?
Yeah. So it's based on the um it's based on the birth date and it's based on the
Okay.
time and basically like which hour and which minutes and seconds and also it based on where you were born. So
Okay.
basically in the traditional like Chinese fortune telling world, your life was programmed or predictable based on all those information if they are provided.
Hmm. That sucks.
That sucks as well. But also some master are claiming that you can make some improvements, you can make some like balances, just like feng shui, you can make some adjustments to make things better. So that's why like I feel like they are aligned in a way.
They're really smart. I feel like these feng shui masters or whatever they call themselves is is like let's draft a business plan out of absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and hopefully it's in a way it's kind of like a mental health, um how do you say this? Like a mental health thing
Mental
to
massage.
manage
Mental
a mental
massage.
health mental health massage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like by providing like physical things for people to ease their worries about certain things, so then they
Yeah.
can focus on the career, their love, or whatever it is, right? Like,
Hmm.
just because you have these flowers on your bed, like, doesn't mean that you're gonna have more money. I don't know,
Yeah.
like, maybe you do, but like, maybe it's something that, oh, because you did this thing, so maybe I'm gonna be able to have a more clear mind to do my work the next day or something like that. So maybe it kind of like translates into that. I'm kind of thinking in that sense, but please don't cancel me. I'm just thinking out of my ass.
I actually agree with you. I feel like I'm not saying like all of them are. I definitely believe they're real masters, and there are many of them, and they are doing their best job, and that's great. And yeah, please don't cancel me. Okay.
Where where are these masters?
I don't
Where do
know.
you get your degree?
I don't
Where do
know.
you get your degree?
So that's part of my confusion as well. So, anyways, I feel like I agree. Like their business plan is catering to the fear of uncertainty from people's mind,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm,
even it's catering to the luck that people cannot
mm,
predict. I do see in Chinese setting, I do see
mm,
many people are chasing for those feng shui guidance, especially if they are from the power or from the money or from the fame. So those like
mm.
people were more likely to seek guidance from those perspectives. So part,
It's because they got money.
but part of me also thinking that it's maybe because they realize that many of their success or many of the things are not guaranteed. It's part of the luck, right? So many people
Okay.
may be rich or get power or get fame, and they cannot explain themselves because naturally we will see many of the examples like this. So for example, if you have like 100 people with similar conditions and they're doing the same thing, and only one or two or only like a fraction of it will succeed, and sometimes they cannot explain themselves, especially if you are actor or you are actress, right? Like why you are popular, why you were selected, why like given the same opportunities or even same level of resources, some people got really popular, but some people just fade away, right? So those things,
Mm.
I feel like that's something we really don't have the answer. So maybe sometimes like that's part of like why people are chasing for the lucky part, chasing for the luck part of it.
So, for any feng shui masters listening, and if you would like to shine some light to this subject for us, and if you would be so kind to come and read our feng shui, I would be very, very
Yeah,
appreciative
yeah,
and very happy.
yeah,
Who knows? Maybe we can manage a time for us to do this for our homes. And how do we get more listeners? How do we
yeah.
um work on our personal lives a bit better by adding dirt here, water here, or knock down a wall there? Who knows? Like maybe 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 we need some guidance. So if you're no, seriously, if you are a feng shui master and you
Yeah.
can reach out, please do.
Please do.
I will not say no.
We'll promote you if we really become famous, right? So that's a win-win trade.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's like, yeah, this guy was at Pondering Pandas and was talking about feng shui. Like he is doing good stuff. So maybe it'll be good for business too.
Yeah.
But how does that translate into the West?
Hmm.
I think it's kind of similar what we kind of chatted about in terms of like building designs. and just like interior designs and all that stuff. It seems very related, but I don't think it's in the aspects of feng shui, but I think it's just what it feels good for a person coming into, say, like a home or like
Mm-hmm.
a business building. Like this would look grand or something like that. So the designs of those type of buildings and the interiors have that type of aspects of it, and I think it's kind of related to feng shui in some sort of way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was really surprised that I figured that many people actually do that in the Western world. So as you said, like when they are building a commercial building and the big ones, they actually ask a feng shui master to draw in and to see how the layout should look like.
Hmm.
So it's very interesting perspective to me to realize that yeah, the West have the acceptance. But I think I can relate in a way because maybe it's similar in the Chinese setting because I'm not sure if you know some of the stories like the feng shui competition in Hong Kong and the feng shui competition in Shanghai.
What?
No, they
Tell me, tell me, tell me,
yeah.
tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me.
So they have this yeah, so basically there's some famous stories, for example, for the financial district in Hong Kong, and every building have their own unique design for feng shui and with the surrounding conditions settled. So naturally, when you have a new building being built, all the feng shui are being affected in a way. And people are arguing that some new buildings are using some aggressive, designs to like rob the feng shui fortune from the surrounding buildings.
Whoa, what? We can do that?
Yeah,
Can we have a feng shui master to rob some stuff for me, please? I need some.
yeah.
Interesting,
After
interesting.
hiring that
Okay.
feng shui master, you'll be like you're only like the you'll be the only like fortune one in your surroundings, your neighborhood.
Monopoly. This is what we need.
Yeah, so that's something really happen. I feel like at least that's what people say in the stories, and in Hong Kong, like they have this new building and that's aggressive and it's rubbing all the energies. And then
Mm.
another feng shui master was invited to those old buildings and to design like new designs and to defend themselves.
What? Sorry, what does that mean? Do you mean sorry, the building is already created,
Yeah,
so they're not gonna knock down the building and remake a new one.
yeah,
They're are you saying like the feng shui master is supposed to come in and like readjust some stuff
yeah.
within the building to like make it better? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, sometimes it's more about like
Okay.
how the gate is being set up and how things are being like putting around. So that's a simpler like adjustments. But also I
Okay.
see some stories like they are actually adding new structures on top of the building,
Oh.
like
Oh.
like two anchors or something like something like a machine gun. the,
A machine
no,
gun?
the shape like a machine gun towards the new building.
Oh. Oh my God. To shoot money?
Sorry.
To shoot coins? To shoot cash? What are they shooting?
they're, they're defending. They'll say like, "Here's my energy. Go away." Something like this.
Oh, it's like a magnet. It's like come here, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. It's like a
Okay.
shield, but it's in a shape of the machine gun or whatever.
We really need a feng shui master to like confirm this stuff. Like this is outrageous. I've never heard of this before.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Hong Kong and Shanghai, so I think I believe this because I know Hong Kong does a lot of feng shui stuff.
Hmm.
I don't know if this is true or not,
Yeah, I have no
but
idea.
my mom has told me once. She's like, "Yeah, I think Hong Kong um kind of evades a lot of natural disasters because everyone there is almost vegetarian slash vegan because of Buddhism, right? Because a lot of people
Oh.
there are because of their diets and like the feng shui is like they kind of evade a lot of like these natural disasters. I was like, oh yeah, like how did you know that? Where did you miss Miss Doctor Feng Shui over here? Like how did you understand? Anyways, she's so funny. Like
Yeah,
I she loves to make these little claims, and I
yeah.
don't know where she gets them from, but love her to death.
That's amazing. She's talking about karma.
Karma. Okay, that works too.
I don't know. I truly don't know how to verify those, but yeah, that's at least that's how people like say. And in Shanghai, the story is a little bit different. I feel like
Okay.
that's
So
uh,
no machine guns.
so no machine guns. It's more like the shape of the building. So
Okay.
so they say there's a new building built up by a foreign country, invested by a foreign country, and it's shaped like a knife. So with the new building like being built as a shape of a knife at the center of the financial district of Shanghai, it
Hmm.
acts like a feng shui knife to cut down the to cut down the dragon, like whatever, the
So violent.
to cut down the dragon river, and which is
Oh
like
my
where
God.
the like the main fortune coming from. So
Okay.
so like I heard this story, I was like, oh my god, so that's technically our foreign invasion, right? From those stories.
Maybe I need to switch careers and be an architect and then just like stir shit up in random cities and just be like, we're gonna make a building
Yeah,
that is, I don't know, some sort of shape and a lamp or a knife or a cow
yeah. You kind of
or
need,
a boob or boobs
yeah.
or boobs to attract more feng shui or destroy feng shui to that specific city so then I can rob it.
Yeah, I think that actually happens in the past. I believe many of the designs of the buildings are actually
Mm.
designed by the or like chosen by the people with power, and it doesn't really make sense in architecture normally, but those new structures were, if that works based on the feng shui or the interpretation, this new building should help the person to get more power or like get more chances or opportunities. So actually that happens a lot. I think.
Or they are just already rich and they just want to do whatever they want with their money. They're like, I want to make a knife building, and
Well,
and that's that.
yeah, but sometimes those examples are coming from public structures, public constructions.
Okay. Mm.
So so it's that's really tricky because can you hear the dog?
I heard a doorbell.
Jesus. Okay, whatever.
That's okay. We can let it pass.
Yeah. So Jesus.
What?
No, it's
Oh.
still barking. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh. Wait, hold on. What's your dog's name? We never actually talked about this.
Yeah, it's
Well, I know he's a German Shepherd, but what's his name?
it's
Her.
it's
His?
his name is Qiqi, like 77. Yeah.
Oh, Qiqi. Oh. Is he friendly? Is he friendly?
Is he's a little bit
What's his
sensitive.
personality like?
He's a little bit sensitive.
Sensitive.
Yeah, he's a little bit sensitive. But if you get really familiar with him, he just feel like it's you are not a stranger or a threat. He become
Mm.
the most adorable like creature in the world. He'll be "Eh, like this something like this," and all the
Oh,
time he'll be
that's
like,
cute.
"Yeah, he's really cute and quiet when he is with us."
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't met him yet, so
yeah,
I'll have to come meet him sometime.
yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't eat me,
Um,
or else I will have to eat him.
Ho- Yummy. So,
Wait, does he add to your feng shui? Do you think?
oh, you mean a dog, right? So,
Yeah,
yeah, I think
maybe.
definitely. I feel like you cannot believe that. So, I actually check his
I know he's barking in the background. It's fine.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine.
Uh, you will not believe me. I actually check his elements
What?
based on the based on the.
What is his element? Is he a is he a dirty dog or is he a fiery dog?
Yeah, I,
Barbecue dog?
yummy.
A water dog?
I actually check his elements based on his like
Uh-huh.
birth date, time,
Uh-huh.
and the location.
To the human chart.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a pet one?
I don't know, but I'm just using the same thing. And apparently, he's a fire dog. And
Oh my god, barbecue. I'm dying. My cheeks hurt. Okay, so he's a fire
he's
dog.
a
I'm so
fire
sorry.
dog. He was born in
Okay.
summer, so it's even fire.
Uh-huh. More double fire.
Double fire.
Crisp. Crispy. Burnt.
And I,
Oh, there's more. There's more.
yeah.
Okay.
And I checked since I'm a water person, he can be a really great balance to help me.
Oh, that's why he's still alive.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, otherwise he will be on the table.
Wait, hold on. What about your girlfriend? What element is she? Have you checked?
Yeah, I checked, but I don't want to disclose that part. Yeah, we definitely checked and to make sure that we are balancing.
Damn it. Okay. Okay. All right, Qiqi, you are off the hook. Qiqi is off the hook.
Yeah, he's lucky. He's lucky to pass that test.
Where were we? We were talking about feng shui, the West, the design. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm actually curious. Like, how do feng shui masters become feng shui masters? Like, is there a degree
Yeah,
in
I
this,
have
or
no
like
idea because based on because based on my research online, I feel like I can become one.
you can become one? Oh my God, you can. We can have three careers to go at the same time.
Yeah, we have so many potentials. Because basically, I feel like all those series and all those information are online. I know in
Uh-huh.
this traditional like industry, people can be, people can trace back what's their like origin and who is their like masters and how they get their knowledge. I think that's the degree they have. Like I'm from this family and we have this tradition for thousands of years, and that's our secret sauce to make sure that you are uh, having a barbecue dog, whatever, all those things.
Wow.
So so yeah, that may be something like people care, but I have no idea how they get their results. How did they get their
Interesting. I think
degrees?
if I were to be a master, I would stir shit up. I would just be like, you know what? Paint your room red, and then paint your bedroom red, and put the mirrors in front of your bed, and just like maybe you guys will have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I wish one day they
Okay.
can really have a competition of this. I wonder how this competition will go and how the results will be verified. Are they going to change the same layout of the same house for several times and to see how the owner, the luck of the owner changes, and how do they verify the results, right? Because I
This
don't
sounds all very, very speculative.
I don't know if there's a scientific way to verify that. So that's
No,
my
it's definitely not one of these.
and I
I
do I do saw some like online videos, and people are inviting like 3 or 4 different feng shui masters to their place and
Do
to
they agree with each other?
no.
Oh, they
They
don't. Oh my
don't.
God. Okay, so they have. So it's not from like a book, that you can have to read and then you have to like become the feng shui master. So
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah,
got different opinions.
yeah.
Oh,
So maybe I have no idea. Maybe they are from the same book, but later they have different ideas, like the religions we have.
Oh my god.
We have many divisions. That's I'm
Uh-huh.
being like
Uh-huh.
respectful. I'm being respectful here. Maybe they're coming from same origin, but people have
Mm-hmm.
different interpretations over time, and that's why they're developing some different techniques. But I do see people are using different techniques from those feng shui masters. Some of them are following certain study, and some people are following like different ones. But I would be very confused because I saw like the owner in those videos, they offer like 4 to 5 different plans that's not even close to each other. And they,
Okay.
I feel like it's like more like interviewing like an internal designer, and they're like presenting presenting different designs to you and to say this is better and this is better.
Yeah, but then who do you listen to?
Yeah, so that's my confusion as well. I don't.
I think I would have to go like, okay, here's three feng shui masters. Give me your like perspectives to how to, change this place up to make my feng shui better. And then I think I would just kind of pick based on what makes sense to me
Mhm.
in terms of like the energy flow. How do I want to walk around the house? What kind of colors I want in my house?
Yeah.
Can I have a fiery dog? Can I have fish pets fish? um, it depends. I think it just what sounds good to me, and then that's what will put my mind at ease, and that's the one who's gonna get paid.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But I wonder, how do you treat with conflicting results? So some people would suggest like
Um,
putting like this space is bad, but other people would say this space is great. If you have those conflicting plans, how do you design?
yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on the space, right? If it's like really dark, if it's like a really negative space, it looks like, if it's like then it's probably going to need some sort of like a furniture to like block it off, in my opinion,
Hmm.
or some sort of thing to like not to pay too much attention to that space.
Hmm.
But if it's a space like a wall that has like natural lighting and like, some people might say, oh, put a painting on there or put
Hmm.
a plant on there.
Uh-huh.
And like, obviously, it's a good space. And then, in my perspective, because it's like a premium in the front
Yeah.
door wall that has like natural light shining onto it. Like,
Hmm.
I think it's more presentable in terms of like a personal experience as to like what would you like to have on there? Would you like a painting or plants, or would you like to have some sort of a sculpture on there? So like I think it just comes down to personal preference at that point,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I think it
maybe
may.
they both won't get paid, and I would just pay myself at that point.
You'll be like, I'm designing this space instead of two of you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I give another example here is that in that video, apparently the person who hired those like feng shui master is a content creator, right? So the
Hmm.
person needs in-home office to basically deal with all the like the business or the work related stuff. So one feng shui master actually went to that newly furnished, workplace and say, it's a great place and a great space and great setup. So if you make several small minor adjustments on the decorations and stuff, this place will be the best place to give you all the fortunes and all the money in the upcoming like 5 years, whatever. And they're saying like it's great. But then another master come in and see the office, and he's saying, "Oh my god, if you keep working in this workspace or in this room, you'll be losing your career over time and stuff like this."
Oh my
So
god.
how do you decide? How do you decide on that part? On this case?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to like look at numbers and like actually stick to facts. Like that's interesting. But like why would you hire a feng shui master in the first place? Because you have second thoughts about something,
Hmm.
right? So whichever one might speak to you the most. Is like if you already have thoughts about something is not working in the business, it's losing money. I am low key thinking about leaving the company, but I also don't want to like completely dismiss the idea of like keeping it. So if there's, I don't know, that's a hard one.
Yeah,
Interesting, interesting, interesting.
it's so hard. And also you mentioned about
But
like,
but you
yeah,
but
yeah.
you just mentioned that like one of the feng shui masters, like there's a time limit. You can only do this for like 5 years. So that's also like, wait, it's not a forever thing. Like, do I need to change my feng shui every like 1 to 2 years?
Yeah, I think that
Is that how this feng shui works? Oh, I guess this is why like wind current changes, right? Like,
yeah, I think also I heard people are saying we are changing like the era or changing the fortune every 2 decades or 3 decades, whatever. So basically there's a rotating like fortune, atmosphere, energy flow, however,
that sounds like that
barbecue
sounds like the
dog,
stock market.
Yes.
That sounds like the stock market.
Yeah, so that's something like we can verify, right? People are saying like, oh, here is a time limit, and this is how this setup will work. There's a
Mhm.
time limit. So part of me is being like suspicious. I'm saying like, is this a way for the feng shui masters to get recurring like business? So they have like long run, like, predictable returning clients, and to be able to, have a business in the long time. Just like you're opening a barber shop, right? You expect the clients to come back every like months and to spend money again.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's a gift that keeps on gifting.
Yeah. So are you interested? We can start a business like this, and
Yeah, I feel like we both would have very different approaches to feng shui. So like, yeah, it would depend if I really enjoy having the client or not, you know? Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
we can have some clients in, and we can have some online like arguments or debates, and to make sure that clients can not pay both of us.
We can stir up a feng shui community. Like we can have a feng shui community online on TikTok and just chat about feng shui all the time.
Yeah, interesting.
Um,
I really want to finish the story of the Shanghai building. There are
okay.
some follow-ups. Yeah,
Okay.
so
A sequel?
a sequel is that after this knife-shaped building is being built, and everyone is
Uh-huh.
panicking apparently,
Uh-huh.
and people are discussing regarding what's the best plan afterwards, and how do we counter that offense, and people are choosing the plans. And in the end, they choose to build a really high up building, like a tornado, with a shape of tornado.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying like, with this tornado and with this wings, it can block the knife, the shape of knife, and it could block its like, whatever.
It could block the sorry, it could block what?
It can block the knife. It can block the cutting energy from the knife, because like you are a tornado and you are bringing this up to the sky instead of to the land. You know?
Okay, so I looked up knife looking shape building in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about?
Do you want to?
Is it the one that looks like a can, like a beer bottle opener?
Yeah, yeah. I think that one. Yeah. So I'm not sure if I can.
That one is the knife. That one is the knife shaped building. So you're talking about this building that looks like a glass beer bottle opener.
Yeah.
That's the knife building.
Yeah. So 1 second. Where is it?
And then in the middle there is a tower looking thingy. And then and then
Uh.
the other building looks like a little screwdriver or screw, like a little tornado thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh.
Interesting. I like the knife building. I think it looks cool.
Yeah. So can you see the picture?
Okay.
This tornado one is built to counter this one, and to make sure that the the feng shui is not affecting the surrounding, but it's tornado. It's bring the wind, bring the like offensive and all the, aggressiveness up to the sky instead of to the land.
Interesting. The way I'm looking at this right now
Yeah.
is like I feel like this knife building is bringing futuristic design to the surrounding buildings. And
Yeah.
this random ass basic looking tornado-ish
Yeah.
building just looks like this tall building that doesn't really contribute to the vision of what Shanghai is supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't look very futuristic. It doesn't
Hmm.
look very like a wow factor. Like this at least has a different shape.
Yeah.
But I mean, what do I know? I'm just some guy.
I guess it just aligns with our previous discussion. So sometimes
Hmm.
people are designing on the building shapes and everything based on
Yeah.
the external factors other than it looks. So that's interesting, I guess. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Should we call it a day?
Yeah, I think we have covered feng shui with confusions. Yeah, that's good.
Well, if you're still with us, thank you for pondering with us today and tuning into Pondering Pandas. If you like this episode, please share it with your friends. Give us a comment, give us a review. Please be kind. This would really help us grow. We really appreciate you pondering with us today.
Hmm.
We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.